What's up, guys? Welcome to a new episode of Gamer Guardians podcast. I'm your host, Danny Martinez, the Drunken Guardian, and Kevin, bonus, just walked out, but we also got Randy the Ragnarok
Hello.
and Danny the Sober Guardian.
Yo. Hey,
Yo.
everybody.
So this is episode 77 of the podcast. We got some interesting news. I'm going to go through two really quick tidbits of news. Nothing that we'll really discuss right now. I just want to make sure that the stream is actually working properly. So we talked about Troy Baker like 2 episodes ago when mom and dad were fighting. And so 2 episodes ago they talked about the NFT support and partnering with Voice First NFT, Troy Baker. So now he's come back on Twitter and apologized for his approach to his community on the subject and has backed out of the partnership now. But it doesn't mean that kind of NFT stuff is going to stop being made, but at least his actions can hopefully bring some awareness to the topic. So there's that follow up with the craziness. And the second bit, and this is not going to count because this is part of the news, but I'll eventually take my shot anyways. But Destiny 2's Witch Queen expansion is set to release on February 22nd and now is in 1 million pre-orders as of February 1st. So we still have 3 weeks for people to pre-order, which may leave Witch Queen.
Really?
You didn't hear that.
Hey, you're excited, aren't you?
So it may leave Witch Queen as the most pre-ordered expansion ever. Bungie didn't say which expansion holds the title, but making second place is still an achievement regardless. So that's great news for them.
Probably
Congratulations to
Final
them.
Fantasy 14, I would think.
I would think so. And Walker, maybe?
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
then Walker got so much buzz that they had to stop selling the fucking game.
That's true.
Never heard that shit before.
That's a good point.
We have too much money. Stop.
Oh no.
Oh no. Our servers, they're broken.
Fucking at the chip club, like, yeah.
Oh jeez.
That's honestly first world problems as fuck.
I know, right?
Yeah, right.
It's like, oh, we had to stop production of our game. Why? What happened?
it's
We were
too
just making too much
popular.
fucking
Too
money,
much.
guys.
It's overwhelming.
Hella skrill.
So sticking with the Bungie information, our first topic is Bungie related. Sony has officially acquired Bungie for $3.6 billion. Sony also stated that this was not a response to Activision Blizzard purchase a few weeks ago because they were already finalizing the contract before they even announced Activision Blizzard stuff. So there's that. So what are your thoughts on the Bungie acquirement and how this new style of the console arms race is going right now? Randy.
Hello. How you doing, guys? Welcome to the Gamer Guardians. Yeah, no, so what I found funny, the biggest thing that they approach in the beginning of the article is that they make it a point to show that the Microsoft acquisition was almost 70 billion and Sony bought out Bungie for 3.6. I found that like interesting personally. But
I mean, it's one little development team versus
yeah, but also
giant
I
company.
find
Giant
that
company.
Bungie is also a huge fucking name. Personally.
Well, they are, but that's mostly thanks to just Halo. And that was, obviously before Destiny, but that was just thanks to Halo, and they already lost that. So they don't have any other identity aside from that. Like it's just Bungie and
I was gonna
it's just
ask that,
Destiny
what
and
other
Halo.
game?
All right. Well,
And they've made other games before Halo, but nothing that has made them like a big developer.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be changing anything, especially because the whole like, oh, everything is still gonna be like, where did it say that?
I think sorry. Keep going.
Hold on, what was it? Sony has said that Bungie will still release games on multiple platforms and will even have the option to self-publish games. Like that's pretty neat. Honestly, it doesn't seem like they're gonna like hoard whatever it is that they do produce.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's Destiny 3. I don't think that Destiny 3 is going to be a PlayStation exclusive, to be quite honest.
There's not.
That...
Well,
I don't think it's gonna be a Destiny 3.
Yeah, Bungie has already stated that they wanted to stay away from a whole sequelizing thing. They just want to continue with DLCs and stuff. Hence that whole debacle, or not debacle, but like that whole divisive backlash that people are having with the what do they call it?
vaulting?
the vaulting thing. Like
Mm.
they're putting away DLCs that were previously purchased. They don't plan on using anymore. So now it's not even on your hard drive because they need you to save space for future content. So that's the way they want to do it. So to avoid making a Destiny 3, because I would assume with a Destiny 3, you would have to start all over, and a lot of people don't want to do that. And I was kind of iffy with that too, but you know, it is what it is, especially because I'm a fan. But like you mentioned before with other stuff, like Destiny is not going to go anywhere for any consoles and PC, because that's under contract already for the longest time. But Bungie had stated that they've been working on another first person shooter game. I think it's an arena shooter or some sort of like online competitive shooter, something like that, called Matter. They haven't said a word like what it looks like, what type of game is it exactly, or
If it
anything like
doesn't
that.
matter,
Like it doesn't
Does
matter.
it?
So like that could be something that could be strictly for PlayStation because nothing's been done with it yet. I mean,
I mean,
we'll
so
see.
if that's the case, it doesn't seem like it's that much of a that's that big of a deal.
Mm.
In my personal opinion, it's just okay. They bought them, neat. Everything is going to stay the same until further notice.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think it's a big deal for Bungie specifically. What I think it's a big deal is that these acquisitions now are big news all of a sudden. Like Activision Blizzard, when Sony bought the people who made Returnal. I forget the name. Blue Point.
Mm, mm.
So like these companies, these big companies are buying developers and publishers and stuff like that. I think that's the bigger deal, and that's been the trend lately. So that's why I wanted to bring this topic up. Is just like, what are your thoughts on like these two giants kind of just like, oh, you bought that one, I'm gonna buy this one, and now I got exclusive rights to this, but now you can never play this on this system and stuff. So it's like, but Kevin,
Let's just wait until Nintendo buys out Sony and Microsoft. That's gonna be news.
yeah, yeah.
Honestly, I don't really care about.
Let me raise you up a little bit.
No, I honestly can care less about this one because it's more like another.
You got Echo on.
yeah, you have your echo button on.
Is that better?
Yeah,
Yep.
perfect.
Okay, cool. Now, honestly, I can care less about this because the only thing that I seen was like they bought Bungie for like 3.6 billion, and then it was more like for me, it's probably different. They just did it like, oh yeah, we spent less, but we got a better company or developing team, and I was like, I don't really care,
Hmm.
like at all, and yeah,
Well,
you know,
yeah, Bungie itself is a company that either you love it or you hate it, or so not hate it, but either you love it or you don't care.
yeah, and I'm kind of in the don't care because I don't think I've played a bunch of games that I enjoyed in a while. But that's not saying that they don't make great games. It's just like the way that they do their games is just not for me. So
Hmm.
kind of don't care for it, to be honest.
So,
But yeah,
do you think this is the kind of thing that's gonna occur more often? Though Sony and Microsoft kind of button heads on who they could acquire
yeah,
next.
and then Nintendo's gonna buy like most of the indie games, and then they're gonna
They
just
already
Japanese.
do. That fucking Nintendo store is just trashware all around.
yeah, it's trash till you find a not
It
so
really
trash.
is.
Yeah, it's bad. But yeah, I honestly this one was just not for me. I read it and then I was just like, but do I? I started thinking about it like, do I really care about this? And I was like, no,
Hmm.
they're just trying to hype up like companies buying smaller developing teams, and then they're gonna just try to blow it up as much as possible. We're probably not gonna care about it in the next couple weeks, couple months, and they're gonna probably buy something else like Activision or whatever fucking other companies development team is up for grabs at this moment. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Activision's already are going to be with Microsoft next year. But
Yeah.
I mean, there's still other good stuff. Like I would love to see like Guerrilla Games, like they get bought off by like Microsoft or Nintendo for whatever reason. But Nintendo kind of minds their own business. They're pretty much like very much set on their franchise characters that they already have.
Just call it what
I
it is.
would assume
Just call it what it is. They're vultures. They pick up what's
they pick off what's left. Yeah,
So,
right. Danny, what about you?
I think it's gonna be, what is it? I think it's part of Microsoft plan. You know, they talked about how I mean, not Microsoft, PlayStation plan. They already talked about how they want to buy quality over quantity.
Mhm.
Like they're spending less money for a company like Bungie who wasn't doing good financially but had great ideas.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? They just needed a good backer, and that's why they sold, a million fucking. They sold most of their games because they were looking for that good backer to back them up. And I think having Sony is the perfect one
Mm.
to let them be them.
There was an
You
article
know,
that I read that actually made a good point about that. Ha- Bungie now finally having some backup. So when Bungie was with Activision, uh, Activision provided them with an extra studio. I can't remember the name of it, but they're a pretty well known studio as well. So they're kind of helping out with Bungie when it came to Destiny 2 content. Like it usually be like, let's say for example, the core team will be making DLC, and then the other group will be making the next DLC after that one, and they'll rotate them around. So it helped them out immensely to bring out content every 3 months, like, and very good content, mind you, because back then Destiny content, it was really hit or miss. Like every 3 months, it was like you're hoping that something good will come out, and sometimes it just didn't work out that way because they were a small team. They didn't have enough resources, but with Activision, they did. So the article was talking about how now that Sony's back and they got the money for it, they can really help Bungie make some really good content in the future. Either expand Bungie even more or provide Bungie with more resources and teams to develop more stuff for Destiny, whether it be extra DLCs or the big DLCs, or just a new game in general. So like Bungie now has some good money behind them to kind of like make some good quality stuff. So hopefully Destiny gets better. Hopefully Matter gets made a lot more faster so we can see what that shit's all about.
and I
So I'm
also think
excited.
it's a good platform that Bungie knows how to make a massive multiplayer game.
Hmm.
They have the Destiny, they had a few others, and Halo was the start. If you think about it, Halo was the start of those massive multiplayer games.
Hmm.
It's online, it's PvP, which is for all the world. They had the best netcode at the time. Everything ran great, and it just evolved from that. Again, I just think they didn't have the funds, the proper
Hmm.
funds to continue what they wanted to do,
Hmm.
and expand and try experiment a little bit and take chances. And I think with Sony's like, yeah, this is what we're about. We want you to create the next Halo. We want you to create the next Destiny. Go ahead, have fun, do what you know. Here's the money to do so, because we have some faith. We're gonna have faith in you because this is why we bought you. And I think this is Sony's idea. They want to buy small, not smaller companies, but they want to buy good companies with great names behind them.
Yeah.
This is not even that. Like companies that make great games. That is what I should say.
Hmm.
That have the ability to make just great, innovative games.
Yeah.
Because Destiny, super innovative. Halo, super innovative. All the games that came out of Bungie were super innovative, and that's what they want. They don't want to. They don't want part three of part 4 or 5 of Halo. They don't want part three of Destiny. They
Yeah.
want the next new type of that game, and they know that's how Sony keeps themselves alive right now, is by having all this original content.
There's
So
uh regardless if you like Destiny or not, like the numbers still don't lie. Destiny's still a big game, and it makes a lot of money, especially with the microtransactions. Like people spend a lot of shit, and I'm
Off
guilty
of
of it.
you
I'm
alone and the
off of
advertising,
me
holy
alone.
shit, dude.
Off of me alone, I'm funding the whole company.
Yeah.
So they're good
but
as
So
long as they keep
little do
and
making
you
I
know
content.
that
I think microtransactions though were an Activision thing. I
No, no,
know.
no. They introduced microtransactions
Yes,
before they were with Activision.
yes, they
Yeah.
introduced them, but they weren't to the level that they're at now. But because they I know they introduced them to part 1, but they were small little costume skins. Something it wasn't that
Hmm.
big of a deal. I
Right.
think Activision kind of taught them how to really, because that's what they're good at. I mean, good or bad, people. Activision's great at fucking bleeding money out of people. That's what they've always done. And I think they really said, hey, look, we're gonna put a lot of this cool looking armor behind a paywall. We're gonna put all these fucking things behind paywalls, all these bikes, all these weapon mods, all this shit that you can't get in the regular game, which to me is a little disappointing. It's not pay to win, but I don't know. I think a lot of those things should be at least somewhat accessible to the game, but I think they taught them that, and
Hmm.
they might have even taught them some bad lessons because they probably even, the reason why they're also Destiny is getting a little bit stale is because like the newest transmog system, like it just failed because it's like get a million fucking um types of currency before you can do one transmog. It's like this doesn't make any sense.
It's
So
fucking
I'm just
ridiculous.
curious of how much of that they took was from the team itself, and how much of that was Activision going, no, no, no. If you force them to look, we do it in WoW all the time. If you force them to do it, then they'll play, and this is how you keep them in the game. Which I feel like they could just make new content to keep them into the game
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah. Randy and Kevin, you guys got any final thoughts on the subject and what Danny said?
No, I'm just I agree with everything.
Aside from me buying Bungie, apparently in the chat
For
room,
$69 billion.
I didn't even know this, so I'm kind of happy.
Somebody put that in the chat room.
Yeah, he said
Yes, I did.
breaking news: Gamer Guardian purchases Bungie for 69. Nice,
Shit.
69,
There you
69
go.
billion. Danny owns Destiny. His wet dream come true.
Yeah.
There was one point of the whole PlayStation exclusive deals on obviously the PSN, and how there might be more PlayStation exclusive content for Destiny now that they own it. Which I
I
mean,
don't
it's
agree with.
not. Well, you're not like for it.
I'm not for exclusive content. I think it's
Hmm.
all. I mean, obviously, it's a business thing. I get that, but
Yeah.
personally, as a consumer, as a gamer, I don't like the fact that you have to have a PlayStation to get cooler shit, and I'm penalized because I have an Xbox.
I
I
mean,
have
what
a
do you normally play it on? To be quite honest,
say what?
what do you normally play it on?
PlayStation.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
well,
So it works out for me, but still, like I feel for you and I feel for it because me and Danny, when we first started playing Destiny 1, we were playing on Xbox, and PlayStation had exclusive content already at that time. So me and him never got the cool stuff.
I think I only switched over because of Adam. So Adam had it on PlayStation. I was like, fuck it, let's just switch over and get
Mm,
it. I wasn't playing with you at the time.
yeah,
I tried to play with Adam, but that's fucking. That's
yeah,
well, I mean,
yeah,
their
but
purchase,
yeah,
their choice.
hmm, yeah,
Hopefully, it ends up being some like really, as long as it's like nothing too fucking crazy or like game breaking that it's like, oh, you need to fucking get this in order to like solo raids or whatever the case, and that it's fine.
I know
Because I
exactly
mean,
what
like a little ghost shell wouldn't be too shitty. You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like just smaller cosmetic things as exclusive content.
Kevin, what were you
Now, if
saying?
it's a whole like, sorry, go.
Sorry.
Imagine Bungie just tells Activision tells Bungie, you want to learn how to do a fucking infinite.
Oh,
They get that.
that's just glitching in general. There have been times where Bungie fucked up a patch and like there'll be infinite super for some characters if you
Yeah.
equip certain things and stuff. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't think there was ever anything game breaking when exclusive content was for PlayStation before.
Mhm.
But I mean, this just I don't know. I feel like it's regardless.
Well, all we can do is
You know,
wait.
if it was like exclusive raids, that'd be fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that did happen. Not raids.
Did it?
There was a
Strikes.
dungeon.
There was
It was like,
strikes.
yeah.
There were strikes that were exclusive for PlayStation, and it took a year for Xbox players to get it.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay, that's a little fucked up. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen this time. Damn, that's see now shit like that. That's where it gets like, where do you draw the line at exclusive content for what it is that you have?
Yeah.
Randy.
But now it's all crossplay now, so you can't really do that anymore.
That's what they have to be careful about. Yeah. If they did
So
exclusive,
you
the
can't do that
crossplay thing might
because
break things.
yeah, so I'm saying because everything's crossplay, that I don't think it's able to do it anymore. Exclusivity, things like that. Once
Hmm.
you make them where they're all kind of the same,
Hmm.
so that kind of eliminates that. I think that was just a fad to get people in the console wars. When the console wars are really big.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
And
the way back then.
yeah, and that's when they were like really like people, especially PlayStation was losing. So they were trying everything they can to bring people into PlayStation. So that was just another. And I don't really know of a lot of Microsoft or even Nintendo. Well, Nintendo's different, but Microsoft thinks they've done that. So I guess, like I said,
Hmm.
again, it could have been just a little fad that PlayStation did and realize it didn't work because then you eventually had to release the shit anyway, or it didn't even. It wasn't really that much of an incentive
A
to people. So
difference. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, because then you're spending money on exclusivity to the companies for no reason, and then you're not making the feedback back. So
Hmm. Yeah. All right. So the next thing we got up, next article is American McGee's Alice. If anybody remembers that, it's being adapted into a TV show, and David Hayter, voice of Solid Snake, is involved in it. For those who are unfamiliar with the two games that they released, what's going on with the darkness back there?
His name is Kevin.
right, that was disrespectful.
Yeah, come on, man. What's his name?
so so those who are unfamiliar with the American McGee's adaptation, he adapted it like in his own dark, twisted take on Alice in Wonderland, and it was very well received. No one knows yet where on the timeline the show will take place. It could be adapted as a continuation. Could be
It's gonna be the
the
beginning.
adaptation of it. Could be the adaptation of the games. So we'll see how that goes. What do you guys think of another video game TV show coming out at some point? And David Hayter's in it.
Is it an anime?
He's
Look,
writing it.
it's gonna
He's
be.
writing it.
Kevin first?
Is it an anime?
No.
I don't think so. It doesn't state what it is, but I don't think
Has to
I don't
be.
think it is.
He's writing it, but because David Head is not in it, he's writing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he can put himself in it if he wanted to. Anyways, he could voice whatever he wants.
yeah,
There's
if
a
it's
snake in the background.
yeah, if it's an anime, but if it's a live
David
action again,
David Hayter has done some live action stuff before.
oh, okay, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
But again, I think that something like that just you can't really adapt that to live action anime in its form.
Hmm.
Like you give it that fucking League of Legends fucking
Yeah.
treatment,
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I can see
they
that.
they definitely could fucking because it's gonna be just
Well,
a
it's the
goth
remember
Alice in
it's
Wonderland.
the world itself. Yeah, but the world itself was what's so bizarre. So you
Yeah.
really need to. You can't really recreate a world like that without it looking cheesy and cheap. You know, I
I mean,
feel like
you
this
don't know
would
what the
have to be.
production value is going to be. It could be high production value, and the whole freaking world is CGI while still using live action characters.
Which
Still,
is
it's
what
not
they
gonna.
did with Tim Burton's Alice. Like
Well,
it's
Yeah,
the same
right,
yeah,
shit.
it's the same thing.
but yeah, but in Tim Burton's Alice, the main focus were the characters, the way Alice, pattern, all that people look, and the American McGee to me anyway was part of the charm is the crazy shit that's going on in the background because they took that world and fucking completely twisted it, right? And of course the characters as well,
But
but
the characters were a big focus because they were a
Hmm.
lot of mentally unstable
yeah,
focuses on each one.
yeah. But I think you still need like a complete like you can't have like this cheesy looking pretty background and shit like that, or you have to really have these super to me you have these super intricate scenery sets, you know, and I
Hmm.
think an anime can really put that into uh perspective more so than a live action, you know, because you're not
Hmm.
going to be looking at it, you're going to be staring at that. Oh shit, like this is the nuances of everything. And also, I'm not
Um,
sure, but does it say if it's going to be a show or
it's a
just a
show.
movie?
It's a show.
It's a show.
They
I
just
think a
don't.
show
They just
definitely.
don't say what kind of format it's going to be.
So
I think a show
for
would definitely be a lot. Would be much better to tell that story because it's too hard to tell a story like that in fucking 2 hours sometimes. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's just so much stuff gets cut out,
What's
and you can really deep dive into everything.
what were you going to say, Randy?
in terms of the art direction, I do get what you're saying, but I think you're going off of Madness Returns because the first American McGee's Alice was a lot of like enclosed spaces.
I
It
don't
was
even
still
played
like
the first one.
oh
I
well
mean, I might have played the second one, but I remember a lot of the levels of it was a lot of openness of you running around in, like these crazy like game like worlds, you know, especially in the
mm,
first one.
I
And
mean it probably will look cheesy, but then again, it's like I feel like the cheesiness would kind of add to it in a good way because it is Alice in Wonderland. It's not
yeah,
supposed to be anything really grounded in reality. It's all supposed to be really fucking weird.
Mhm.
Like whether it's the Disney adaptation, even the books themselves, or even Tim Burton's version,
Well, that's
everything
gonna
is
be
just
another.
it's
That's
just
gonna be another
strange.
interesting thing to see what Disney does.
What do you
Right?
mean?
Obviously, because fucking Disney's huge on not letting their
Disney
fucking
has no
properties go
involvement in
bad.
this.
No,
Disney
Yes, but
doesn't.
there's
Disney
still
Disney does
fucking
not
crazy.
own. Disney does
No,
not
I know.
own the original one, Alice in Wonderland, which is what the game is based off of.
isn't that
Yes.
public domain at this point? Like
The
Dracula?
original, the
Yeah,
original
yeah, no, no,
Alice.
that's what I mean. Like
Yes,
the story itself, Alice in
public
Wonderland
domain.
and Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Disney can't say shit about it. Disney has
yeah.
their own version. American McGee made his own version, which is the dark goth fucking nightmare of Alice in Wonderland.
Hmm.
Like not anything kid friendly, which it really isn't that kid friendly to begin with, because the author is
Yeah.
kind of a creep if you really want to delve into that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really fucking.
Yeah,
It's really
let's
bad.
not. um, I'm actually interested. Also, I didn't know that David Hayter wrote X2.
X-Men.
Yeah,
X-Men.
I did not know
yeah,
that.
he's a writer in it.
Oh shit!
Wow, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
in the
I didn't know
article
that.
it says Solid Snake voice actor and X2 writer, and I was like, wait, what? So I looked it up and I saw that he's one of the writers.
Uh.
One of there were 3 writers in total. So
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
yeah, yeah. But I'm personally excited for it. I did like the games. Manus Return was a bigger platformer because they did like a lot of open. You had a quadruple jump, so that should tell you enough like how big the spaces were.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
that's
Well, was that in the
that's a
first
lot.
one? Because I remember that in the second though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Manus Returns, you have a quadruple jump, so they
Okay.
made the environments fucking
Okay. I
massive.
thought you were talking about the first one. Yeah.
Mm-mm,
Oh,
mm-mm.
by the way, Danny, I'm pretty sure you saw this movie, but David Hayter, like one of his live action movies he did, Guyver. He was Guyver.
Diver.
Yeah,
Oh,
from the anime. Yeah.
that's funny. I'll have to watch. Oh, from the anime.
Yeah. Well, no, not the
No,
anime, the live
he was
action
the live
version.
act.
Yeah.
I have to love to rewatch that again to see
Yeah.
that
It
and hear
was
the voice.
so
You know,
corny, so bad, but it was
I
well,
love,
so
I
bad, but it
love
was
the first.
good. Yeah.
I love the first Guyver.
Yeah.
They made 2
They made two.
Guyvers. They made 2.
I
Yeah.
did
The
too.
first one was. I love that. I saw that first before the
Well,
anime.
I think Guyver 2, they used a different actor though, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Pretty sure they did. Yeah.
But I remember the first. That's why I said I like the first one more. But I remember the first one, loving that. I had no clue what it was. It was like
Hmm.
fucking a dark Power Ranger thing, and then
Yeah.
later on, like 10 years later, whatever it was, watching that anime, which looked older because it was done first, and like,
Yeah. I
this
saw
is
the movie
cooler.
before the anime too.
This is much cooler than the fucking movie. No wonder people didn't like, cause it got shitted on. Like that movie got shitted on big
It
time.
did.
I'm like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
But then you watch the anime, like, oh, that's the problem.
That was it.
That's a much better story. There's no cheesy fucking monsters that look like somebody from a Ninja Turtles fucking movie.
Mm. All
Wow.
right, Kevin, do you have any final thoughts before we go?
No.
You didn't want to talk about it because I know you didn't put in too much.
Nah, I didn't. I've never actually played the Alice in Wonderland. Well, this variation of it. I played
Hmm.
at most the demo at GameStop, and that was about it. Many
Okay.
years back.
So, what do you just think of a live action just in general, regardless if you
mean,
played it?
Is it gonna be live action, or is it gonna be like?
Well, we don't know, but I'm asking. Like, we already made the consensus. I think we'd all agree. Like, if it did an anime thing, we'd all be happy with it. I would still would like a live action. If I get an anime, then cool still. But like, if they did live action, would you like that?
I mean, with all the live actions we've been talking about the last 2 years, I'm not really a big fan of it. If it does well, then I'll watch it. But if it doesn't, then I'll just shit on it.
Yeah, right.
I feel like anything Alice in Wonderland related could be shit on because it's so zany and it can be very different. Because Tim Burton, his is good in its own right, but at the same time, you could also like have your gripes about it.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it's
I
all
hate it.
subjective, really.
I
Because
mean, if you get a director
scary.
though doing something zany, you could still fuck it up though, and still
No, no, no,
like
of course,
it could still be a
no, no,
really
and
boring thing.
that's kind of what I'm getting at with that. It's like regardless of what the fuck it is, like this whole Wonderland thing, just it's there. It's he's improved. Well, he's taking American McGee's thing of the fucking dark, gritty, gory, really fucking mentally ill down to the protagonist type shit. Like it's not going to be that light. And if they were going to do something that was animated, I'm pretty sure that it would have like said something because it says there's no word on a cast or home for the series. So they probably could have been like, there's no word on who the animated, like what studio is working on it, like who the animators are or whatever the case. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Madhouse. Just give it to Studio Madhouse. They do an excellent job.
Just give it to
Give your
Blumhouse.
fucking mic to Studio Madhouse.
Blumhouse is if you're gonna do a low budget, then you give it a Blumhouse.
Yeah, they did a lot of crazy shit too. But we'll see. It just comes with time. We'll see what they do with it. Like the Mario movie. Imagine they have Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Yeah, you gotta have Chris
Jesus
Pratt.
Christ.
He's in everything else.
He's
He's
a
the
Cheshire
voice.
Cat.
He's the voice of Alice.
Nah,
Oh,
he's
God.
the goddamn cat or the Mad Hatter. He'll play
Is he
Mad
Mad Hatter?
Oh,
Yeah.
Charlie from Always Sunny would be a good Mad Hatter. He's
He would
always
be.
so jittery.
He would be a good Cheshire.
So we're just putting the
Yeah,
cast of the new
William
Mario
Def-
movie into this.
William
Yeah,
Dafoe.
right.
Oh,
William Dafoe as the
William
cat.
Dafoe as the caterpillar.
Oh, as the cat.
Cat.
Duh.
As the
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
they
that. Hell yeah.
It's just a cat with that smile. Come on.
He's weird as hell to begin with.
Fucking love William Dafoe.
Who's the queen? Who'd be the queen?
You.
Me? Oh
Yes, Queen.
Yes. All right. So that's it with that. Before we go into gaming beatdown, I wanted to show some footage of Mina, the Hollower, which is a game being made by the devs of Hollow Knight, which they're called Yacht Club. For our audio listeners, I'll edit out the video stream of the game, but we'll be right back for our thoughts on it, so you guys can still hear our thoughts on it. So here is the game.
Let us begin.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there's that. That is Mina the Hollower. I got some good like Link to the Past or like Link's Awakening type feels. I fucking love retro stuff as long as it's done right and you can still have fun with like newish technology or gameplay styles and stuff like that. So I want to play this. I want to play this really bad. What did you guys think?
I'll go first since I want to shit on it. Only because I'm not gonna shit on it, but it's just not my cup of tea.
I expect you to say
you
that
know-
pretty much every game I ever show you because you'd never like any of the indie stuff.
No, yeah, you're right. I'm just not big. That's what I'm saying. It's just my opinion. I just don't like indie games, like small indie, low budget, like 3D things, unless they're super innovative. I would be interested in playing it if it was like maybe on my
Free?
Switch. You know, if it was on my Switch and I was really bored, I probably would give it a chance.
Well,
It's
Shovel Knight is
I-
on Switch. They'd probably have this on the Switch too. They probably have this on
That's what
every
I'm saying.
system.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I would play it. Just it looks interesting if I was like traveling type of thing and I needed my Switch and I wanted to play something to keep me entertained. Then yeah, but because again, I don't have a lot of time, and so I have to be very picky at what I'm playing. My interest always goes towards more well-developed story type games,
Hmm.
Mm.
and this doesn't look like a story developing game. It's just like a fun actiony game that you play in your spare time. You don't really need sound. You know, you don't really need sound or music to even think about it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just play. And again, that's fun if I'm on in an airplane and out, type of thing, or on the road or doing something like that, or taking a shit, whatever. Like you don't really have to really get that immersed into it. Then it'll be fun.
I'm
So
sorry,
again,
Kevin.
that's just my
You're
my
so.
take.
I don't see
You're
Kevin at
so
all.
black.
What's the
What's
point
up?
in getting?
This is fun.
What's the point in using your webcam? I don't see you.
Nah, it's not my webcam.
Yo,
That's
Kevin, smile so we can see you.
Open your eyes.
eyes are up. I don't know why, but this screen is so fucking dark. Hold on. See if I can get it
You
right.
did something. Turn.
Yeah. Hold on.
So, all right. So Randy, as Kevin's trying to show his face, what about you?
Fucking Metroidvania of Zelda. Honestly,
I didn't get Metroidvania feel. Where'd you get that
I
from?
definitely got Castlevania, especially
Yeah?
when she threw the fucking axes
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
with like the usable items. That axe is straight fucking Belmont. I do enjoy like the extra mechanics for the item interactions though. Like what was it? She threw like a dagger or some shit, and then she hit it back with the whip. Because like she
Yeah.
threw it, hit the monster, it bounced back. She hit it with the whip, and then it bounced back to them.
Yeah.
Also the whole the digging thing. It looks like a more accessible. What was it? Link Between Two Worlds, where you could like go on the walls as like a little painting.
Mm-hmm. It was like a better remake of
Link to the Past.
Link
Huh?
to the Past. Yeah.
Yeah. That digging mechanic looks fucking awesome.
Mm.
Really, really awesome. Because it seems like it's probably gonna introduce everything slowly and then progressively just like speed things up. Because the way that it was used was so super fluid.
Yeah, that's what I
Just
liked
like
about it. I
digging
noticed
to
it
the
too.
other side, jumping up, and then boom, just going. It looked
Right.
nice. I definitely would play it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be hard as shit. Shovel Knight
Shovel
wasn't a
Knight was
walk in the
no
park.
joke. Yeah.
It was not a fucking
But
walk in the
what
park.
was nice about Shovel Knight is it got progressively harder. Like it didn't have like a huge spike
A sick
in the
curve, yeah.
yeah. So it progressively did get harder. Like that last level for the original Hollow Knight was like oof, ridiculous. You
Yeah,
had
a
to
lot
know
of games,
everything
they
that you
brick
learned.
wall.
I want you guys to do this. See if you can do this by the end of this podcast, if you can. Name one Switch game that's kind of like this old 2D side scroll. I don't give a fuck what it is. That you guys can uniformly be like, this is a great game. There's no way anybody will not like this, and I'll buy it and
Shovel
play
Knight.
it.
Minute.
Huh?
Minute.
What the fuck's Minute?
Look it up.
Minute to win it.
Minute.
So you all agree that that's a great game?
I've never played it. I have to look it up. Research purposes.
It's probably cheap by now too because it came out like 5 years ago.
Oh, that's cute. Get it.
Yeah, Minute.
Minute.
And
All right.
you're talking about taking a shit. Like you could literally go in the bathroom, play for a minute, and walk out and still be very well how do you say satisfied with what you with how you progressed.
Okay.
It's fucking such a good game.
Minute
gonna
is a
play it.
peculiar little adventure played 60 seconds at a time. That is
Mhm.
cute, and it looks so. Oh, I love it.
Very well
It's
done.
just like my sex life. Look at that.
Damn.
Playing a minute at a time.
Oh,
Okay.
I popped out 3 kids if something worked.
Kevin, did we get your opinion on the game?
looks good. I like the what is it? The retaliation animation that she had when she got hit. She flipped, and then she just looked at the enemy and just shot like a hook at him. And
Mhm.
I was like, I wonder if they're gonna have like a last stand kind of deal going on. Like if you counter at the moment you get hit, like you don't take any damage, or you take like quarter of a damage or something like that. It looks interesting. I'll try it. The colors for me were like a bit all over the place, but that's what you get when when it's 8-bit or like retro styled. It
Mhm.
always kind of fucks with your eyes, so you gotta readjust. And I haven't played a game like that since Katana Zero with the
the
Katana Zero
colors?
is just bright as shit. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
it's
Mhm.
fucking blinding. And me looking at that, I was just like, oh, it's a little bit brighter. So I
Mhm.
just like turn my brightness down, but it looks good. I'll try
Actually,
it.
when Danny was asking of recommendations, I at first in my head thought Katana Zero, but to be honest, like Katana Zero, the story is really good. Actually, like really good for like its retro style, but the gameplay itself it's pretty much just a rehash of Ninja Gaiden in a sense. But still fucking good. Like Danny, if you don't like Minute, try Katana Zero. That shit's good.
Devolver's pretty good with their story, to be quite honest, because they also did Mother Russia Bleeds, and that one is so fucked.
I haven't played that
Because
one.
it's Streets of Rage with drugs.
What?
I love.
What do you
I
mean?
just
Streets
love
of Rage,
So
but
it's
with
streets.
drugs.
So it's
What
What do you
streets
mean?
with
What do you mean with
drugs.
drugs? Like is
So
Streets of Rage on drugs?
no. It's Streets of
Streets of
Rage,
Rage,
but
so
drugs are involved. So it's like you could have your character, like your characters are junkies, but you could play the game clean and get it like a certain ending, but you could also get a different ending if you rely
That's
on it to give.
awful.
Yeah, because you could either like it
a
recovers your
horrible
health and it
game.
gives you an attack boost.
Oh my god.
This
Do you
is
remember
a
that?
horrible
Do you remember that
game.
game Narc? Narc was
Yeah.
Narc was very similar to that. Like it was a 3D GTA ripoff game. Not really a GTA, but like it was GTA with the
No,
3D graphics,
GTA.
but it was more of like a beat 'em up type of thing, and you'd use certain drugs. They had to use fake names because I remember when the game was still being developed, they were using actual names for the drugs, and they were catching a lot of shit for it, so they had to change the names to just fake stuff.
Was
Yeah.
that the one that came in the blockbuster? In each one of the blockbusters in the games itself had to have a warning that
Yes.
this does not depict New York City.
No, it had a warning that it says this depicts drug use.
Nah, there was one of them that I can't remember which one. It was done in New York.
True crime.
I was thinking
Yes,
true
it was
crime.
It was
Yeah,
True
yeah.
Crime. Yeah. Remember it came in like
Was that the one with
then
Snoop Dogg actually, or was LA the one with Snoop Dogg? Because True Crime did have one with
no,
Snoop Dogg.
LA. That was LA. This was
Ah.
New York, and I remember that when you drove, there was garbage, just like this constant loop of garbage into your face as you
Not
drove. Like, and so it got a flack just because of that, because
wow.
it depicted New York as being dirty and gross. Which, granted, when you come from Florida, when you live in Florida or somewhere else that's not New York, and then you go visit New York for the first
Oh,
time,
you think it's shit?
because there's trash,
Yeah.
there's literal trash everywhere, and people just don't grasp the idea why there's literal trash on the floor.
My favorite thing was okay. So some TGG lore. That was a mouthful. Um, Sober had actually come to visit me at my job last Friday,
Yeah.
and he was talking to like him and his wife were talking to one of the patrons that was there, who also was from Florida and was visiting New York for like the same amount of time.
Mhm.
I overheard that it was like he was talking about how there's like a lot of like grays and just neutral colors here, and in Florida there's like a lot of greens and just like super bright colors.
Everything's bright. The houses, everything is bright colored. Here's a
Mhm.
gray.
It's just depressing.
Yeah,
Super.
it really is.
But me and my wife said, and we forget how beautiful the nighttime is, which you don't
Mhm.
get anywhere else because of all
The
those
city
grays.
lights.
Yeah, because I say like so all those grays and all those browns all blend into the dark and the lights pop out
Just like
more
Kevin.
because of that. Just like Kevin when he smiles. But yeah, um, and that's when you really like, oh, okay, this is what it's about. This is why it's the city that never sleeps type of thing. It's just because it's so pretty out at night, and you don't get that in Florida at all. Because in
Yeah.
Florida, if you're out at night, it's just dark, 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 dark. There's no
Mhm.
fucking see. You don't see anything. It's just what's the point? So
That sounds kind of not okay.
yeah.
Kevin, what were you gonna say?
No, I just wonder, like, if New York has rats, like, does Florida have
Ah,
alligators?
Oh, we had this discussion already. Yes,
Well,
they
Danny,
have.
Danny, in your
we have
What was it,
neighborhood,
lizard?
iguanas.
Danny,
Iguanas.
Danny, in your neighborhood, aren't there signs for alligators around? I could have sworn there was
Yeah, there's
when I drove around there.
every they always say in Florida, every body of water has the possibility of having um alligators. Um, but we were saying that it's what the nuisance is because the reason why the rats are so scarce is they have no natural predator. They don't have fucking big ass random cats that just go around eating fucking
Some of the
mice.
rats are bigger than the
I mean
cats
they
in New
do.
York.
Yeah, exactly. And they do have those areas where they literally breed cats just to get rid of mice on purpose. But they neuter and let them go. But in New York, I mean in Florida, the equal to that is iguanas
Mm,
because iguanas or don't have a natural predator, so they just reproduce,
mm.
and nothing kills them to the point where they just become a nuisance. They don't really damage or go into the house, but they're just outside and they're everywhere. And they're huge. So
Wow.
I was saying when it gets cold here,
They look for the
and
heat.
no, 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 no.
They
When it
fall out of
gets
trees.
yes, when it gets below 50, their body temperature goes into
God.
shock and they actually fall out of trees. In fact, that weekend that I was here, our community had a falling iguana warning because there were so many iguanas falling
There's
from the tree.
warnings
And
Please,
for it.
falling iguana
these are
warning. Only in
some of
Florida.
yeah,
Oh
because
shit!
some of the iguanas are the size of dog or size of puppies, and they're really
Yo,
pure solid. So
Wow.
imagine a dog falling from a tree and landing on whether you're driving or just or walking around. So yeah, so it's really and I've seen it. It's the funniest fucking thing in the world.
he
But
just
they just fall and lay there just still. But they once it gets the heat goes back up, their blood temperature gets back to normal, and if they survive the fucking fall, they they walk up and keep going.
what
But they become a nuisance so much where like you can have them all over your house, you hear them scratching on your roof because they just hang on the roof and they climb the trees and just sit there and lay there and
Kevin,
they go into attics. So yeah, that's
I
my
have I have two concerns. So one, what if you're walking like just walking your dog, right? And then it's like the alarm, it's like falling iguanas. Be careful. And then you just get fucking hit by one, right? And then the temperature rises while you're knocked out. Can you kill the iguana? I'm not saying that I would,
we're
but
gonna
I'm
get them
saying
away, but the dogs, a lot of dogs tend to chase the iguanas and
uh-huh.
eat and bite the iguanas. I know that we have pets that don't do that. Um, so that's like a nuisance right there because like you
Uh-huh.
get to get because they're slow as shit. They're not that. I mean, some of them are really fast, but the bigger ones are really slow. So the dogs get them all the fucking time. So you
Okay.
constantly have to fucking take these things out of their mouth. Or they drown in pools. That happens a lot. Where they drown in the chlorine pool or halfway fucking
Uh-huh.
drown. Yeah,
And
that's happened a lot.
what
Yeah.
the fuck what happens? Is it like like a storm warning or something like they say like temperature drop, be careful. Like
Yeah,
like
whenever the
what's the protocol for falling iguana syndrome at this point?
well,
Because
it depends. It depends on the community. If your community has a lot of iguanas, you have a lot of palm trees. So the palm trees are really tall. Then they just give you the warning and say, hey, look, it's gonna
that's
be cold. Just when you're walking around, be careful. Look up because there will be some. There might be some fallen iguanas, and you can always kind of see the brushing. You know,
iguana
you kind
just
of see
fall.
the leaves brushing, and then they just fucking drop, froze and drop dead. Really,
what
they
the
might be
iguana
drop dead.
doing?
What the iguana? He chilling. Eh, boom.
He's
Okay,
dead.
all right. We're gonna go move
I
on
don't know
on
how
that
we got
stuff.
on that
That's
fucking
fucking
tangent
crazy.
at all.
I know. I let you guys. I was so intrigued by it too. I want to listen
Yeah,
to
with
it.
true crime.
Yeah, true
True
crime
Oh,
crime,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
True.
dirtiness of true crime.
Dirty, dirty New
Quick
York.
thing about
I love New York.
Mother Russia Bleeds though is that it's a 4-player beat 'em up as well. Just saying.
Mm.
So it's
Is it on
it's
Steam?
Devolver. It is. It's Devolver. So it's just like bloody pixels. You know.
Okay.
I don't beat with 4 people.
No.
Beat with 4.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
It's intense.
Speak. Well, actually, we'll talk about that later. So, anyways, let's
Speaking of
go.
drugs,
Speaking of drugs, you want to do some later? No.
Yeah.
Well, we
It's a
we, we,
depressing
we
game, right?
technically we technically do all the time.
Drugs.
Yeah, alcohol. Alcohol is a drug. It's a
Is it?
legal drug. It's a drug.
I don't
Considered a drug. It's a
Yeah.
depressant. Alcohol is a depressant. Yeah.
Well, sir, I am hype as hell. I promise you that I'm happy.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go to gaming beatdown now. We are in the semifinals, so we're gonna go over the winner versus winner type stuff. So our
Winner, chicken
first
dinner.
one, I should have maybe mixed and matched these up a little bit, so that way it's a little bit fair.
Put them randomly. The next one's randomly in a box, and then have them
Yeah,
start.
they're kind of randomly. Let's do. You know what? Let's just do it this way right now, so I could organize them later. But first
Wait,
one,
how many are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What the fuck is this?
5 matchups?
6. 6
6
matchups.
matchups.
Yeah.
Okay. So then do like a random dice generator thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then like the first number, pick 1 through 6 of the contestants on the left, and then the second number 1 through 6 of the contestants on the right. To
Or
like,
you could really just do this. Put random numbers on each one of them right now, 1 to 6, and Randy call out a number.
well, I mean, so that way it's
No,
not
I mean
like
I
the
could
same
I could
pairs. You know what I
literally
mean?
Google it right now. So I got 4.
Oh, okay.
1,
So
Mhm.
two, four,
2,
four.
3, 4. So we got Boxhead versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boxhead versus the Hive.
The Hive.
I've
The Hive.
they're gonna
Really?
surround and shoot him. They're gonna surround and shoot him.
It's gonna
Can't do
overwhelm
anything.
him.
You
It's
just blast
they
his
win by
weapon.
numbers.
No, they win by exactly.
They win by
numbers.
numbers.
By numbers,
Yeah.
yeah.
As soon as he slowly tries to, nah, he's pretty fast, but even when he starts
Exactly.
walking up to somebody, shooting like milling one, the other ones from behind are gonna attack. So
I guess.
He could
and
only
they,
face one direction. Fucking.
and they have grenades. They have all types of things they can
Oh
do.
yeah,
Like
that is a
shit.
good point. They got weaponry, they got grenades, they got kamikaze thingies.
Yeah, they have the kamikaze guys. So that
He could take his
Yeah.
ass into space and just leave him there.
Oh, that was a quick one. Yeah,
yeah,
Boxhead uses that.
I think because Boxhead is he besides the fact that he's a nightmare and blah blah blah, but
All you got to do is wake up.
kind of and so I don't know. Like if you just like one group fighting another within their same sets of rules, I think he would get overwhelmed. But isn't he like immortal or something? Like, I'm not part of it. But it's only because
he doesn't die, and I don't remember finally killing him in the game, unless anybody can correct me on that.
I never played it, so I just remember you guys said.
I don't think you actually kill him in the end. Like you just escape. You're constantly just escaping him. All right, well, we got the Hive. Got the Hive on there. Kevin, you were already agreeing, right?
Yeah. I was
Okay. All right, so we're going for the next one already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's Godzilla versus. It's exactly what we had it on here. Godzilla versus Jigglypuff.
Dragon type versus fairy. Easy win.
Godzilla.
So fair. Well, remember, dragon types are weak to fairy.
Fairies.
And that's exactly how
Jigglypuff takes
Jigglypuff.
reduced
That's
damage.
exactly how Jigglypuff beat Rathalos.
He takes reduced damage from Godzilla's atomic breath.
Which I would say is like his own hyper beam type of thing, right?
And then he has to wait a turn to use it again? Come on, man.
Still don't think he has the. I don't know. Jigglypuff doesn't have the ability to actually do that much damage. He can fucking slap up another fucking Pokemon, but those are small, like the biggest one with Charizard. I know they get bigger, but they don't actually. But none of the. I'm talking about like in the more realistic of like the anime or anything like even in games.
Godzilla definitely has it. He's just like a walking nuke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's a nuclear reactor on legs.
You can reduce it all you want. It's still fucking gonna be a massive amount of damage in a huge area.
So that
He's
hyper
just
beam is
slowly-
still gonna do it.
He's gonna be
That
slowly
hyper beam is just
fucking trying to get
radiation.
away.
Kevin,
And
It's not a dragon type move. It's a radiation type move.
what were you saying, Kevin?
It's a mountain versus a mouse, bro. It's different.
Yeah, it's just.
Well,
unless you can
in
accidentally
Shadow of
step on it,
Colossus,
like,
it's a mountain
fuck,
versus a
oops.
mouse.
What about
Mouse
what
has a
what if Jigglypuff just puts it to sleep?
I don't think he could. I don't
No?
think it's that.
It could be in his eardrum. while
And again,
singing.
even if he puts it to sleep, he's gonna not really hit it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna slap it and be like, "Oh, okay, why'd you poke me?" You know what I mean? Like, why'd you poke me? This is weird.
I feel
Mm.
like the only way Jigglypuff would
What if it was a critical?
it would
Then
be
he crits for 2 instead of 1.
Oh,
if Jigglypuff puts him to sleep and then literally climbs up to his ear and then roll out his brain. That would be the only way. And that would be too technical for a Pokemon to think of. Honestly.
Okay, well, Godzilla it is. I'm sold. I'm convinced. All right,
I'm
so
just letting
huh?
Sephiroth is not winning this. I'm backing it every match Sephiroth.
Danny's just a Sephiroth for everybody. For everything.
Sephiroth, yeah, Sephiroth won this whole thing.
All
You
right.
guys don't realize it yet.
All right, we go 3, 1, 2. Guess I'll go 3.
Sephiroth versus
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth versus Sephiroth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. What was this again? Oh, this is meh. Necromorphs versus the Colossal Titan
What's the Necromorphs? What are you talking
from
about?
Dead Space.
Oh,
I
versus
mean,
Colossus.
Colossal Titan.
Yeah, it's Colossus. I mean, can the Necromorphs even do damage to the fucking stone?
No.
I mean, you'd have to swipe the neck, but they'd have to climb up there first, and
Well, I think they might be able to. No, I don't think they're smart enough to climb up it though. They have
Even if
to.
it-
Fucking,
No, they are. They're definitely smart enough to climb up the fucking
maybe.
thing.
yeah.
But it
Can't
would. It's more of a thing of like they would have to exhaust him fully if
Yeah.
they could do anything, because he would be able to cook like the majority of them with the whole steam thing, but it's all about like wearing him the fuck down. Once he's like out of it, because it's still a person back there, and they do get tired at some point. So it's a whole like waiting game.
Because the
You think
Colossus,
Even
that
the
you think
Colossus
there's
stone.
enough Necromorphs for that to happen though?
there's more than one marker, and even then, it's a whole it's an infection thing in of itself.
What do you mean infection thing?
No, it's like if we're doing like the same worlds, and it's like people in like the AOT world are going to be infected the same way that they like become titans or whatever the case.
Mm. So Randy's saying Necromorphs.
I'm still
Kevin's
saying.
frozen.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I definitely am.
Well, you can still hear you.
Randy, you're saying
Yeah.
Necromorphs,
Yes, and I'm also saying I'm gonna get another beer.
and Danny,
I'm saying Colossi.
Kevin.
Only because it's. I don't know. I feel like he's gonna be able to swipe these things away and then squish them by mistake or shit.
So the thing is he's
Even if when they're up high, he's just gonna shake them off, and they're not gonna be that agile, and I'll take to grab back on, and then they're gonna
Yeah.
fall.
And if worse comes
Obviously,
to
it's
worse,
been known that their body parts fucking come off really quick.
yeah, and
Mhm.
if worse comes to worse, if they don't swarm the body so that if he does de-transform, then they already lost the fight. Because the thing is, it would
Damn.
need you would need a lot to overwhelm him, and it would have to be
Yeah.
for a long period of time. It's-
And the Dead Space horde, or Dead Space is not known to be that many in one spot. It's not like you really get overwhelmed like hundreds. It's more like dozens at most.
I mean, they overtook the entire space station in two.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
then,
Well,
then
okay, so because it
but,
was
but if you think about it, like each area, right, had like one or two at a time, right? So even if
but
you
that's
like
because you're in
populate,
one room at a time in the game.
exactly as I'm saying.
Because the whole crisis happened simultaneously all over the whole like little
The whole
home
city.
station that they had. Yeah, because it's a space city in two, it's a spaceship in one, which you then revisited in two, and
Well,
in
what?
three, it's a whole
Also,
fucking
It's a
planet.
planet.
Because
Yeah.
well, hold on, wait,
they're an
wait,
off-world thing. They're an entire
okay,
species of their own.
yeah, but here's the biggest thing. They were the creature, like those creatures were an invasive. Is like basically like they were the people who were on that ship, right?
Yes.
So the more people on the ship, the more those things that became. Correct?
The more what?
The more people on that ship, the more of those monsters there were. So if 100 people, they started getting attacked, and then became 100 of those necromorphs, right?
I don't think it was the amount. Randy, if you could remind me, I think the marker is what makes them.
It turned them into. That's what I'm
It
saying.
turns
So
them into it.
exactly. So the world that the Shadow Colossus is in, right, doesn't really have that many
You
people
mean
in it.
you mean Attack on
It's
Titan?
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. I got them vice versa.
Yeah, the
He's like,
Colossal
dude, there's
Titan.
just like
The
there's a girl
Colossal
that's
Titan.
dead and a guy. Like, come on, there's only two people in this world. Like, ooh.
Yeah,
No,
we've been
that has
talking about the Colossal Titan from Attack on Titan.
so that has a ton. It depends. Like if they attack him in a town, the whole town will turn into fucking. Will turn
But
into
but
these fucking
the
things.
thing is, the marker takes a while for them to be affected that way. Like they become obsessed
Yeah.
and become brainwashed, but it takes a while for them to turn into monsters. So I mean, by that
Yes,
time,
but
the town
no,
could be
because also it
destroyed.
depends on what necromorph it is. Because there's too many necromorph types.
Hmm.
There's the bomb baby. There's the fucking one with the spines on the back that it throws it. There's the kids that go in packs. There's a base one. There's a scorpion looking one. There's a flying one that turns like it takes the corpses and actively reanimates them, if they weren't already infected. There's the fat ones, the ones with the tumors in the hand.
But I have a
There's
question.
But again,
Uh,
most of these things are super slow, and they're not really that.
not the kids.
Not
Kids
the
be
The
fast
kids.
as
kids,
fuck.
kids are fast, yes, but
Kids are fast as fuck.
again, it's like these little, like they won't be able to do enough damage to even get to that spot.
Well,
It's
what he's
more
saying
it's
is
more of
that
a
it's
thing of
about the
exhaustion.
numbers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like the
yeah. But
numbers,
like
they would be
the
able
main
to
way,
over time.
the main way that you kill them is like getting the back of the neck, right? Isn't that what it is? I haven't seen Attack on Titan in a while.
Yeah.
So,
Aren't they also on
but
timers, if I'm not mistaken? I could be wrong on this
Huh?
one.
What you mean?
but
Like, isn't the Colossal Titan like only up for like a set amount of time, and then he's like, I gotta go, bye
Oh,
bye.
No, he just does it when he can. It's more of a the thing with becoming a Titan is a goal. So if his goal is to kill every necromorph until every
yeah,
necromorph is dead, the goal he stays
yeah,
the Colossus.
and
Mm.
that would be
And
the goal.
and
So
it does not matter how many times they like rip a limb off. He can literally de-transform, then retransform, and then set the same goal, and then he will just be back to normal. He won't be
yeah,
at full stamina or anything, but he'll just be at the same form, which would become tedious.
okay.
So
All
this is
right.
why I say the colossal.
So we got one for
Fine.
Colossal. Randy, you said Necromorph still, right?
Yeah.
And Kevin?
Colossal.
God damn it. I'm going to have to flip a coin because I'm still indecisive.
So being decisive. Flip that.
Flip coin generator now.
Fuck you.
All
You
right.
just-
So heads, Necromorph, tails, Colossus. And it's tails, it's Colossus.
Yeah, baby. But can I ask a question? We didn't specify numbers, so I was like, is it like one of each necromorph, or is it just like one necromorph?
Well, when we talked about necromorphs versus clickers, we just generalized them all, like all the all the breeds. So I guess it's the same situation here.
Okay.
Just like the hive and the flood when we talked about that, so we just generalized like the whole group, like just swarms of them, pretty much. Okay. I'm gonna go. We got number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, nope, I didn't cross that out. 7. No, still didn't cross that out.
Nice.
All right. 1, 2. Is that it? Oh, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay. So Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3,
I was gonna
5,
his ass
6,
whooped by
7, 8. Bowser
fucking
versus Darkseid from Kingdom Hearts.
The fuck is his weakness again? Dark side from Injustice.
Darkseid?
Darkseid is the giant colossus thing. What
The
is
giant
Darkseid?
shadow monster from Kingdom
Oh.
Hearts. The one with the big hole, the heart hole stuff.
Fuck, I don't know.
Um,
How'd you have to kill that thing? You just attack it?
The
Like, right?
Keyblade. With the
You
Keyblade.
attack
with
its
the
head.
with the Keyblade. Well, like, isn't its weakness pretty much just the Keyblade or just light? Like Bowser's can be killed by a fucking mushroom or a flower.
Or stepping on his head.
Yeah,
Kind of immune to a lot of
I kind of think it's a no contest, honestly. Like Darkseid's got it because
I
they
mean,
have
you
like
gotta
this the
you,
dark
if
powers.
you have to eliminate the fact that only a Keyblade can destroy him. Otherwise, obviously, he wins everything. You know what I mean? Like,
Uh huh.
so you gotta just assume that something else can damage it. Because again, if you just say Keyblade has the only thing that damages it, then again, he won the whole thing. There is nothing that
No,
can hurt it.
no, but
But
can't spells
but
hurt
then
it?
it does. Yeah, I was just gonna say that it does
Spells
magic.
work.
Magic hurts. It's just no problem.
Yeah.
Granted, it's
Well, I mean, Bowser
Keyblade, but
technically has fire spells. He throws fireballs.
yeah, I still think it's gonna be
Dark
Colossi. I'm just talking about. I mean, the shadow thing.
Darkseid, yeah.
Because fucking Bowser's corny as fuck, and he gets beaten by a goddamn plumber on a daily basis. It's like a literal plumber.
First of
What do
all,
you do for a living? Oh, I'm a plumber.
you're not gonna disrespect Bowser like that. He gets beat by a plumber on drugs that goes down a pipe.
Exactly. You know, yeah, you don't feel the pain. You know, drugs.
It only hurts when he steps on you twice.
Who's obviously a little superhuman because he can grab his tail and just fling him.
Yeah. So long, the Bowser.
All
But
right,
yeah.
so I'm for Dark Side. Danny's for Dark Side. Randy, I'm already gonna assume what you
Dark
want.
Side.
Yeah,
Well, he's dark side because he loves
of
his Kingdom
course.
Hearts.
So that's the winner for that one. Okay, we have 4 more contestants. So I want to try to pair this as close as possible. What would be a good?
Come Guardian.
Okay, let's just do. Still kind of a no contest with any of these guys. Sephiroth versus Parasite Eve.
Talking about the man that can summon space to attack you. It takes like 5 years. Yeah, no.
Next.
Next.
I mean, so keep in mind, so Sephiroth, yeah, he can summon a fucking comet and destroy the world. Parasite Eve, she could control people pretty much, and she could mutate you, and she could like burn, like she could cause spontaneous human combustion on you.
Yeah, but
she's
he
fighting
won't.
she's fighting a planet. She's fighting a planet.
She's fighting a being which she has no idea. She's probably not gonna have any idea what its genetic is because it's not really. It's part alien, part
That's a
fucking
good point.
live stream, part everything. So it won't be able to use a lot of that stuff on him. So that becomes mute. And then even if you try to get like this, let's say you get a horde of people, he's fucking Sephiroth, even in his human form.
Mhm.
He'd be able to wipe these fucking like he's literally wiped armies out. That's why he's the number one soldier.
Mhm.
So there goes that. And then the fact that he has and Parasite Eve, you know, she's known to die by magic, basically.
Kevin had a question.
Can I ask a question? Is Sephiroth like? Can he get like? Can you use like telekinesis? Or, Jesus, bless you 3 times.
You can't. He is
Is he
immune to
inceptible
confusion.
to?
So
He's immune to confusion. So he's also
yeah,
immune to
sleep
hallucination as
and
well,
paralyzed and all that bullshit.
and hallucination as well.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Yeah,
think.
then,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I thought about
which would
that.
be
And
kind of confusion, equal
yeah,
to that, I guess.
yeah,
So since he's immune to all that anyway,
but yeah.
that's not working on him, and it would have to be just raw strength and power to try to overpower Sephiroth. And I just don't think Parasite Eve got it.
Trying
He's
to
gonna
get
try
away,
to cast her version of fire. She's gonna laugh.
and then he
Cast
go.
reflect. He's gonna cast reflect on him because he does do that, which is fucking insane. Yes, he casts reflect on himself, and then that's it. Done.
I feel like he's gonna do cast reflect and then use Omega Flame and just charge it till it literally turns into Stardust. I'm like,
Honestly, I didn't think Parasite Eve had it at all because yeah, she could use magic on him and stuff like that. But not only does he have the magic stuff, that he has the sword skill and like he could outmaneuver her like 10-1.
even in that big ass planet form, it's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, Savior Sephiroth, like that. Even if she fucked him up enough, and then he just turns into Savior Sephiroth form, like then he just summons the planet at you, and then you're dead.
Wait, but then he's just gonna do the 999 heal. He's like, what did you say? He's like, all right, I gotta pop this heal. I'm sorry. He's a mega Omega.
Was it? You ever seen the memes where it's like you heal yourself 5,000 times, boss heals himself once? You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
This is an outrage.
Randy,
shit.
Randy, I know you know where this was going, but I still want to hear your opinion.
Parasite Eve. No, I'm kidding. It's Sephiroth.
Why, Parasite?
I wish you could
fuck
play.
Daniel.
I wish you could play One Winged Angel, but this match was so unbalanced that I was like, it's a no contest.
Jesus, yeah. All right,
What are you? I'm gonna use you.
we got the
Next.
final match for the semifinals, and then we'll have three matches for the next episode to finish everything up. So it's Xenomorphs, Aliens franchise, Xenomorphs versus Nemesis from Resident Evil.
I say Xenomorphs.
Why?
Because even though we're not gonna pull that, he has to kill a Stars member bullshit and then just mark it as a no. I feel
I think if you set a program and say stars, he probably would say Xenomorphs. So that's simple for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if the moment he gets something, because I feel like Nemesis is like he's the ultimate killing machine. He evolves as he kills. the xenomorph can just plant the egg on him. It comes out. It's not gonna kill him, but then
No, I
he's
don't
just. It's not gonna kill him, and then he's just going to keep fighting the exact same thing, and then they're going to keep laying eggs, and it's going to be a bunch of xenomorph nemesis fighting one nemesis. I don't know how well he's gonna kill them, but it's gonna be an overwhelming battle of him getting repeatedly killed and then used as like fertilizer, fertilize these babies.
And
They kill
again, let's say it's in the world of Resident Evil, right? Where these fucking there are people still are zombies. Regardless, they'll come out as fucking zombie xenomorphs, but they'll still be against him, right? Um,
Mhm.
He's still gonna get overwhelmed. And at the end of the day, as soon as one of these things try to attack him because he's so hands on, besides his one shot rocket launcher, um,
no,
because
it's
he's
not
so
one shot.
hands on, as
It's
soon
not
as
one shot.
as soon as he punches one or kills one, the blood and the acid is gonna get on him and start melting him,
Well,
and
he
then
could
it's
take damage
gonna
pretty
turn.
well
Yeah,
though, and then on
yeah, he
top of
could, but
that, he
this
would
is
transform
this
to a
is
new form.
yeah, but it's still the overwhelming of these creatures that can slice and dice a person very easily and are way more agile than people.
Uh huh.
And he has a speed. Don't get me wrong. He has a little burst of speed, but he's mostly slow. And so I got the Xenomorph all day only because he's gonna get this turn. He's gonna get overwhelmed. In this world, they're gonna be able to repopulate as much as they want in this world. This Xenomorphs are probably one of the most dangerous things, only because their ability to
Replicate or
replicate.
procreate. Yeah.
Yeah, to replicate, you basically be able to do something to destroy almost all of them at once in order to really get them. Otherwise, they're gonna be eggs somewhere.
Xenomorphs are like Cell from Dragon Ball. If you don't kill Cell completely
Yeah,
and eviscerate him, you're gonna have a problem.
I mean that was and that's kind of like their
I mean,
lore
Sigourney
is that
Weaver went through 4 movies trying to get rid of them shits.
yeah, and that's kind of their lore is that they they're meant to be planet destroying species. They were originally designed just to be dropped onto a planet, destroy everything, and then once everything's destroyed, they have they can't reproduce. They die out, and then they will go to that planet and then do whatever they need to do and
Hmm.
rebuild. And
I,
that's what they were originally designed for. And then it turned out
true.
they didn't control
Could have
that either. But still,
I could have named I could have named a fucking a monster, but it's kind of overpowered because the way the monster works is that it's a super roach from space, and it has the same concept as the
Yeah, it's called
Xenomorph.
Men in Black.
No, not that one. No, it's an actual alien movie about
sugar
like super powered
water.
roaches, and like they one shot like the first human they run into, and
Oh,
it's
Terraformers?
yes,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah,
send the
yeah, yeah.
roaches to
I
space
was
and they
thinking
become these
Starship
giant.
Troopers, but yeah, that was another one.
no,
No, they
Starship
turn into
Troopers.
like these giant fucking brolic ass humanoid roaches that they have to send these like genetically modified super soldiers from other like with DNA from other insects.
That
It's
live action
so
is
weird.
creepy as fuck.
Can I tell you what the roaches reminded me of?
Huh?
Z Brawley from Dragon Ball. I'm taking a shot, but
Oh boy.
it's like the build is so big and like uncanny that looking at it is intimidating. But and this one, yeah, Xenomorph's easy.
Xenomorphs,
It's
Xenomorphs, Randy.
Xenomorphs.
Yeah.
phenomenal.
I kind of still sided with Nemesis a bit, but I
Nemesis
mean,
can only do so much, but he's gonna be turned into like fucking ground
Nemesis
beef.
is still just nonstop, just constantly evolving. Like we even talked about the fact that the only reason why he died in the end was because the city got nuked. Like that's how much it
But my
takes for them to bring him down.
but my thing is what is stopping
That's the thing.
a Xenomorph from evolving?
Even if
Because
you
it
nuke the Xenomorphs, I still think you would literally have to have some kind of even like well maybe if you nuke the
You would have to be
like
sure you
right,
got
yeah.
them all.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. You would have to be sure that you got them all in order to
Mhm.
enclose this
really
enclose the
sure.
space and
But
blow it up.
versus him, it's like
Yeah,
he's in one spot type of thing,
yeah,
and
and
they're
it can,
smart. The Xenomorphs are super smart when it comes to that. They know how to. Okay, you go fucking go produce and you go attack and you go eat. And they talk but they don't talk type of thing, and they just
Mhm.
instinctively know how to do this.
yeah,
It's what they're bred to do.
yeah. And the thing that made the fight unfair is because like once the Xenomorph like pops out of Nemesis. That's an indestructible, unstoppable xenomorph.
Oh,
And all you need is
Yeah,
two.
because it's
All you need is two undead.
yeah, it does bind with its DNA when it becomes those that type of xenomorph.
zombie xenomorph. Nemesis
Yeah, that's what I'm
xenomorph.
saying. So it'll be a
Nemesis.
zombie fucking nemesis xenomorph that can
A,
reproduce.
a xenosis.
Is it a Genesis?
And again, even if something happens where it can't even lay eggs in the nemesis, or because it takes a while, whatever, it's still gonna get overwhelmed. The second it fights its first one and it tries to kill it, and it again it uses its hands, so when it's gonna rip it apart, again, all the blood, the acid that's gonna start melting him apart. And if he's fighting multiple, that's it. He's gonna literally be melted.
Mhm.
I have one question.
At the end of the day, it's still flesh.
Just one.
Yeah, is Jill going to be a Jill sandwich after this?
Fuck off.
You gotta watch that movie. I didn't watch
Jill
the
will
movie yet?
always be a. Well, we'll talk about it after the show. But like, yeah, yeah, Jill
Okay.
Jill will always be a Jill sandwich.
You wanna take it,
Um,
Coco? Unpopular opinion.
There's a YouTuber that does a parody of like a parody playthrough of Resident Evil 1, but he changes like the voice lines and all these things. And my favorite is the whole Jill sandwich thing. He changes it so Barry's like, "You were almost a little what was it? A little Jill flatbread pizza.
Oh my god!
So you were almost a Jill panini,
Jesus
a
Christ.
Jill quesadilla."
Okay. Yeah, send me that link. Actually, I want to see
Yeah,
that.
it's
Alright.
really fucking funny.
All right. So we'll end the show here. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining us. Don't forget that you can check out the podcast on all audio podcast apps. And you can check out game reviews that I do on the Coalition as well. I just posted one up today. The embargo was up for Ollie World, which is a side-scrolling skateboarding game. It was gave it a good positive thing. It was really good.
How many thumbs up?
I only have two.
I
How
have
many
two
would
for
you
you.
give it?
Yeah. So yeah, two thumbs up.
I got one thumb between my legs.
Really good, really good. So if you guys want to check out the reviews or check out the podcast or any other episodes you want to listen to, also the Health Potion, which is a segment that we do on the show, talking about the gaming community and mental health illnesses and how we deal with things and things like that. Hopefully that helps people out and to realize that you're not alone in situations that you're in, depression, anxiety, ADHD, stuff like that, and of course other major things, depression. So yeah, check out Gamer
Another major
Guardians
credit card.
and your major credit card. GamerGuardians.net is the website for all the links and stuff. Check that out. And Boneless Bones, he does some streaming himself as well. Our fighting guru, Boneless Kevin. Boneless Kevin.
It's your boy Boneless Bones.
I
back
can't.
at it
I
again.
can't. You can't hear you.
I think
It's your boy,
Sober's doing the
Boneless
voice
Bones.
dub for him.
It's your boy Boneless Bones back at it again with another stream with these lovely people. And yes, I do stream. I actually should have been streaming today, but I got distracted playing Tekken with a certain someone and getting my ass beat. So
You should be pretty proud that you didn't stream that. It would have been kind of embarrassing.
no, because I would have just won and just left, and then that would have been it.
That's it. Stream's over.
Yeah, exactly. The moment I win this match, it's over.
Oh, you edit it.
And just
to
say it's
only show your
undefeated.
wins?
Only with undefeated. It shows like 17 losses, and I was like, every time we played, he like kind of got
Nah,
kicked out
it
the
was
lobby.
practice. I had to go walk the dog, so he was fighting
Nah,
me like while I was AFK.
while I was playing Dan, I was just getting beat up, and I was like, "Where the fuck is my stream key at?" So I started looking for him while he was doing a combo, and I was just like, "You
Yeah.
know what? I'll come back to this."
Uh,
So yes, I stream at twitch.tv/bone. So I'm smoking backwood. It's twitch.tv bonus bones_TV at Twitch TV. You know how that goes. And I have a YouTube. Should be. Oh, calm down. I have a YouTube of Boneless Bones no underscore TV, and I love to see you guys over there. Stay powerful and stay beautiful. Go on the bed.
yeah. All right, guys. Just say good night, and we'll see you guys next week.
Jada.
Peace.
Bye bye.